Guys, Delulu Laguna, part 2 of the homegrown video. Part 1, those of you that like it all in one vid, I'm sorry, but I thought it would have been too long. So here it goes. Now I know I've spoken about Walcott, Ox, Wilshere, Rambo, who else? Theo, Gibbs, etc. So let's get into the guys that are the other homegrown players. So yeah, sorry guys. Chambers, I know he weren't part of the 2012 group, but he was someone that was brought upon to complement that side to increase the homegrown contingent and things like that. Made 30 odd appearances in his first season here at right back, a couple in centre mid, at centre half. Yeah, there was a couple games he got killed, but like against Palace, he was a decent player, and I do like him a lot. And he suffered from confidence. He went out on loan, got it back, and it does look like his future here is up. I'm going to be very angry about that. I believe that's a massive mistake to sell Callum Chambers. I really believe in the guy, and I believe he'll be a very good centre half, whether it's here or not. But yeah, it'll be a massive letdown from us for someone bought from 16 mil when you're seeing City on Kyle Walker, Stones, and Sterling. That's 150 odd million. So these things are a rarity, and when you get them, you should really try and develop them. So there's Chambers, Callum. Yeah. Szczesny. Now, I'm not going to go into it. You guys know my stance on Szczesny already and what's already happened. He really destroyed that broke the Wenger's back, the camel's back. Really upset him. It's upsetting that he isn't here because he's got the talent. He wasn't as professional as he should be. Farmed out on loan after what happened against Southampton and what happened when we won the FA Cup. So yeah, it looks like he's going to sign for Juventus for peanuts, which is ridiculous. Arsenal, you're seeing the other Premier League clubs for their scrap players definitely not getting silly fees like that. But it does look like he's not going to be here. And with Cech getting older and older, and Ospina just not good enough, and Martinez, it remains to be seen if he's good enough. Actually, it is a real kick in the teeth that Szczesny's gone. Szczesny really wanted to make it here. He's very much homegrown. I know he's Polish, but he was very much an English lad growing up through the academy and things of that nature. So there's him. Then you've got obviously have Danny Welbeck now brought in to complement the whole English side that was there. Wilshere was chatting to him in England training. If you remember when Welbeck was having his medical and stuff, coincidentally England were training at the Arsenal base. It was completed fairly quickly. Someone, like I just said, knows what the football means to the English society, knows what it means to the fans. He was at United, so due to the fact that he was at a rival, knows how big Arsenal is. Knows what it means. Under Sir Alex Ferguson, model professional, couldn't do nothing there. And Wells, I was pretty upset when we signed Wells, but he's won me over, especially on the left. I believe it remains to be seen up front. I mean, you can get away with it in a couple of games purely because of what he gives us, team play wise and general play wise. But on the left, hard worker, counter attacks, will put in the shift defensively, good team player. Yeah, all of that stuff. I don't know his injury record, but it could never have been as bad as it is at Arsenal as it was at United. Had a lot of problems with injury. He'll be in a good run of form like he was when he scored against Villa. Get injured, be out for a while. Then he'll play well. Like you remember last year, he came back for a period, playing well in big games. Got injured again. This year he's came back in February and he's been playing well. And the key thing for him in pre-season now is just to try and stay fit, try and nurse your knee, try and get your fitness level up, and try and focus on having, similar to how Ox kind of did and Theo to a degree, a kind of minimal injury season and showcase what you can do, because he's a man who's spoken about he's not at the level where he thinks he should be because of these injuries. I mean, injuries or not, you should be able to finish some of these chances. Wells, I love you, but some of the chances you miss are ridiculous. Like Sturridge will score them in his sleep. But like I said, he's a good player. Obviously, we've got Holding. He's just coming to the side, but it remains to be seen. It's too early to include here. Like I said, he's a good player. He's turned up in big games for us. You guys know how I feel about Holding, but he is largely untested. I do want to see the same fans that are backing him and saying he can do no wrong when he gets destroyed on a cold night against Southampton, because it will happen if he plays for Arsenal. Will they still back him? It remains to be seen. Even if we talk about Szczesny, the same fans that used to get onto him and draw him out and say he's not good enough, and I used to tell people he is good enough, he just needs to be sensible, and actually someone needs to give him a slap and tell him how much of an opportunity he has here. And now upset that he's actually leaving, not at the fee, because if you're upset at the fee, if you wanted to go and you're just upset about the fee, cool. But some people want him to stay. Some fans will always be angry. Now, 2012, it's important to remember why this whole period little thing started, because we were clearly behind in the transfers and the money and things like that. I mean, to highlight how bad we were in 2012, isn't that the year we lost to Bradford? We had guys like Giroud, Scalacci, Frimpong, Santos, all in the same squad. My word, how poor is that? How poor? Like, I think we went out to who Blackburn. That was it. Took us out of the FA Cup. We were begging in the way we're begging Alexis Sanchez to sign this new deal. We were begging Theo Walcott. If you remember, guys making them songs, Theo signed the thing, etc., etc. Like, so yeah, like this was probably made in mind with trying to get a little dynasty. Maybe in the following years, go on to complete more success. But we know that it hasn't gone to plan, and why it hasn't gone to plan, because for Wenger, there's something wrong. You have to hold the part of there's something wrong at this club with injuries. All of these players have injuries. Welbeck came here really young, getting these injuries in his knee like an old man. All are young English players. The pattern follows. Now, of course, you've got to be multifunctional in this day and age. Like even the greatest Lionel Messi is multifunctional. Can play a false 9, 10, right wing, centre mid. Technically, you've got guys like Isco, Götze, Draxler, Dembele, etc., etc. Intelligent footballers, all of the French boys. And you do need to be a multifunctional player in this society and in footballing nowadays. But a lot of these guys at Arsenal have paid between, what are they? Wilshere, we know if in my day in an ideal world he's a 10, he's a cam. But what actual midfield position is he? Of course he can do them all. He can do them all well. Ramsey the same. Oxlade, is he a centre mid? Is he a winger? Some people are saying he's a wing back. Lol. Theo, the striker stuff. Are you a striker? Are you a winger? 1 minute I want to be a striker. Next minute I want to be a winger. All of these sort of things have all contributed into this. I mean, it just seems to happen at Arsenal in particular. Like I said, you've got to be a multifunctional player, but at the same time, you need to be intelligent. And at the same time, we've paid for this whole little crash society at Arsenal where you're not pushed to improve yourself. Like, you're not scared of failing. You don't feel sorry about failing. I mean, we know, I don't need to tell you guys how nice it is at Arsenal. If it was any other job, this would be the best company to work for, because failure, like, was ingrained. It's been ingrained in recent years in this club. But guys, like I said, part 2 signing out. Yeah, man, 2012. That's the homegrown thing just didn't bang. I'm out.